Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, a glorious Belmont Stakes Day. We couldn't ask for better weather, and race number 2 is official. The first stakes race on the card, the easy goer for 3-year-olds. And Mike, a little bit of an upset. Prince Lucky at 13-1. Tough to keep Todd Pletcher and John Velazquez off the board on these big days. This was more a war of attrition than anything else.
Yeah, probably just a starting off point for these connections, but you're right. This race came down to a real battle at the end. Prince Lucky, big price in this race, managed to grind it out between horses late. This is a horse who was turning back out of some longer races back around one turn here. It really worked for him.
He was placed perfectly by John Velazquez, that 3-wide tracking trip. Attacking on the turn, it seemed like everybody was off the bridle prior to the quarter pole, and there was a pitched 3-way battle the last 16th of a mile. Prince Lucky in between horses, though, resolute.
Yeah, the two favorites in the race were absolute no-shows in here, and it came down to 3 better-priced horses at the end. Prince Lucky was very game to get it done. I'm not so sure that the runner-up, Rugby Man, who has a lot of upside, I'm not so sure he didn't run the best race, but he didn't get there first.
There were some trips in this race. Rugby Man is the kind of horse that does not break sweetly from the gate, and he did not break great today. Then he was on a 4-wide chase all the way, pretty much leaving the backstretch through the turn and into the stretch. It took him a little while to change leads, but once he did, he was game for second. This is such a lightly raced horse that I still think there is some upside here for Rugby Man.
Got a lot of learning to do still. It feels like he does look like a horse who might really benefit from a little bit more racing. He ran a very good race today. He just could not get it done. That's not to take anything away from the winner. This was a good cutback in distance for him, and he was able to get it done.
Dark Vader was prompting the pace on the outside, inside of Prince Lucky, who, of course, was inside of Rugby Man, and he was down on the rail and fighting hard all the way through the wire. This is a horse that I always thought was kind of exposed in Southern California, and maybe it makes me think that this easy goer is not exactly a launching point to the upper strata of 3-year-old down the road in the summer in the Haskell and the Travers.
Valid way to look at the race for sure. Dark Vader did the best that he could in this race. He just missed holding on for a second. He ran fine, but maybe you're right. Maybe this is a race going forward you want to be a little bit leery of.
Mask has to be one of the big disappointments of this race for Chad Brown. He was coming off a disappointing performance with excuses in his most recent start. Here he was down inside, hard held. It looked like he was really eager and wanted to go, and then when it was time to go, he was empty.
Yeah, he might be the kind of horse who just doesn't really want this kind of distance. He might be more of a 7-furlong kind of horse down the line.
It was a good race, the easy goer, an exciting stretch battle. Maybe not the most visually appealing win, but a win nonetheless for the Pennsylvania-bred son of Corinthian, Prince Lucky, for Todd Pletcher and John Velazquez. Please stay tuned to DRFTV. We'll have more recaps of the Ogden Phipps and the Acorn coming up.